North Carolina heads to Wake Forest on Friday, and the Tar Heels have a chance to start 3-0 against three Power 5 opponents for the first time since 1997. For UNC to remain undefeated, I've got three keys to the game I'll be keeping an eye on. First, the Tar Heels should establish a run game early and lean heavily on Javonte Williams. The Miami game proved that Sam Howell can win UNC a game with his arm, so now teams have to respect Howell's abilities more, and that should open up the run game a considerable amount. Williams has emerged as UNC's feature back, and his 6.36 yards per carry has him ranked 32nd nationally. The impressive thing about Williams is he always seems to make at least one man miss, as he's so hard to bring down. The redshirt freshman has rushed for 89 yards per game against defenses with a lot more talent than this Wake Forest team has. In Wake's opening game against Utah State, they gave up 180 rushing yards on 5.8 yards per carry. This North Carolina team and Javonte Williams should have a great deal of success carving the Demon Deacons up on the ground. My next key to the game would be Carolina's defensive backs have to step up. With their number one corner, Patrice Rene, now out with a torn ACL, teams will look to challenge them even more through the air. Luckily for Carolina, they have played a good amount this season without Rene already, which could help lessen the blow of losing one of your best players. Greg Ross looks like a much improved player from last season, and Trey Morrison is a player I think is on his way to playing on Sundays. They will have a huge challenge on their hands in this game trying to contain Wake's receivers. Scotty Washington and Sage Surratt are the top two receivers in the ACC when it comes to receiving yards this season. The Wake Forest receivers will have a distinct size advantage going against UNC's corners, so it'll be interesting to see if the Tar Heels counter with more press coverage at the line of scrimmage, where they could throw these taller receivers off and disrupt their timing. Finally, the Tar Heels have to keep that underdog mentality they've been playing with to start the season. Through two games, we've seen a team in Chapel Hill that looks like they are on a mission. I'd like to see the Tar Heels start fast, similar to the Miami game, where they were the ones taking it to their opponents behind the energy from the crowd. Now, Wake Forest is a tough place to play in terms of their atmosphere can lull you to sleep, so the Tar Heels have to do a great job creating their own energy. But realistically, knowing what this Carolina team has been through the past 2 years, it's hard to imagine them not getting up for a game where they could show on a national stage they're contenders. While this may not be a conference game, this is still a game with high importance for the Tar Heels against an in-state rival. If Carolina is able to check off these three keys, I would like their chances of leaving Winston-Salem with a win.